Hey, Holly here, intuitive success coach for chic, trendy, and spiritual women. I wanted to talk to you today about rejection. I was rejected recently, and if you've ever been rejected in your life, then you kind of know how that feels, and maybe it feels a little bit different to each and every one of us because we're all unique and have our own circumstances. But I wanted to have this conversation, and I wanted to be of service and support to anyone out there that has been rejected recently or in the past and is still kind of dealing with it. Maybe it's still a little bit fresh and your feelings are still a little bit hurt. And I did some meditation on it, thought about it, and felt into it. And I have been studying spirituality for a long time now. And this conversation about rejection is going to be transformed for you through spirituality. All right, so you've heard me say before that consciousness was created because it wanted to know itself, so that in essence, the divine law of oneness states that we are all one, that we're not separate. And consciousness being created because it wanted to know itself. So when we get into relationships, we're basically pretty much just talking to our own consciousness, having a one-sided conversation. Yeah, we're talking to somebody else in a very different physical body. But at the end of the day, we are learning so much about us through connection, through conversation with another consciousness, with another being. And so understanding that things that you're going through, things that you're seeing, things that you're hearing, things that you're believing, the experiences that you're having are not actually happening to you. They're just happening. They're just experiences. So when someone rejects you, or when someone says no to you, or when someone says, no, I can't afford your package because it's too expensive, or whatever, you meet someone and you really like them and they're like, no, I'm not into you. And of course you feel rejected, right? So these situations that are happening, they're just experiences. They're just experiences that your consciousness is experiencing to learn something, to know itself more. And so these circumstances are not happening to you. That's the ego. That's the ego that comes in and is like, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough, you're not whatever enough, and nobody likes you. That's the ego. Tell your ego to take a back seat and shut up and enjoy the ride, because this is life. It's experiences, and it's our consciousness experiencing itself over and over and over and over again, because that's the whole point, is to know itself, is to experience, is to revel and bask in the joy of life. And so focus on truth, right? The Course in Miracles states that everything that's real can't be threatened, and everything that's unreal is unreal, is just, the only thing that's real is love. And so anything opposite of love, or anything outside of love, or whatever have you, isn't real. So it's just an illusion. These things, you being rejected, is not actually happening to you. Yes, they're happening, but it's the experience. So what's the lesson? Take care.